Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC Show.
Good day, ladies and gents. I'm Emilio A. Colon.
And I am Marcus Mack, and this is the EAC Show, reporting to you live from sunny South Florida, episode 47. Emilio, how you doing?
Good, Marcus Mack, episode 47. This is our Effort Friday episode. For those guys that are listening or never, listened to our podcast before coming across it, this episode is uncensored. Effort Friday, Feel Good Friday. Let it loose, let it hang. For you guys that are listening onto the podcast and not watching on YouTube, Marcus Mack is feeling himself today in the red robe.
Yeah, just for the record, this is mahogany.
Mahogany.
Definitely mahogany. I had for everyone watching on YouTube, or who's not watching on YouTube, I'm wiping the sweat from my brow right now. I just finished working out and I had to meet the time to record the show, so now I'm here. Ready to bring you guys the latest in sports news.
Yeah, on this Effort Friday episode.
On this Effort Friday. That sounded
47,
good though, right? We're here reporting live,
good.
ready to bring you the latest in sports news in my robe. Yeah.
So Marcus Mack, we got an abundance of topics on this Effort Friday episode. The first topic, Marcus Mack, that we're going to discuss on Effort Friday is something that you're very exciting about coming back. I know you stated it in an Instagram story when you took over our EAC page, Marcus Mack. Basketball seems like it's on its way officially.
On its way back. So Adam Silver, he was approved to get his restart plan as of Thursday. So the NBA should be back in July, or definitely back. There was talks about the NBA and Disney doing a deal together and bringing NBA back in Orlando. So
that's gonna happen.
Things are official now.
Yes, absolutely. They're gonna have 22 teams. They're gonna play some playing games. So some teams are gonna be able to try to make their way into the tournament, and they're basically gonna do a 1 versus 16, 2 versus 15, 3 versus 14. Etc., etc., etc. We discussed this on the last show a little bit. Shouts out to Adam Silver for getting this done because it looks like it's going to get approved. Marcus Mack and basketball will make its way back onto our TV screen, so we'll be able to enjoy that stuff. But for somebody like the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James, this is going to be an extremely difficult situation for them because they're going to be playing teams earlier than they should be, and they'll be playing tough teams like the Houston Rockets or this, that, and the third. Teams that you normally don't see till later on down the road, Marcus Mack.
And then there's teams that's in fear that they wouldn't even make it to the playoffs because of how the how they're going to be working this tournament, how they're going to do the different seeds. There's a lot of teams that wouldn't even make it that probably would have made it in the regular playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's no real conferences. It's just based off what your record is. And your record has to, basically reflect where you are in the seedings. And you're just going to have to represent that in one way or another. The number one team in the whole NBA will be the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo and them boys will be ready to play. And they'll play the 16th seed, and they'll go from there. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think it's going to be really, really exciting. I mean, we're definitely going to hear a lot. The only thing I don't want, Marcus Mack, I don't want them to pump fake crowd noise into the actual feed. I want to hear the players talk shit. I want to hear LeBron James yell, fuck. I want to hear Giannis Antetokounmpo say shit. I want to hear all of that. Yeah. I want that organic sound from the players.
I want to hear the beefing with the referees. I want to hear it all. I think one of the funniest leaks ever was when there was a call for a Jordan game. There was a call that one of the other players made, and the referee said he didn't hit you, Mike. No, well, Mike said he didn't hit you. Okay, because Michael Jordan told him. He said, "Listen, this is what it is," and the ref said, "Oh, is that what happened, Michael? Okay." Yeah. So stuff like that.
I want to hear a referee give somebody a technical foul and be like, "Tech on you." I want to hear all of that. I don't want to be left out. I want all of that unlimited access because it makes it feel so pure. You got to remember, basketball players, the majority of basketball players grew up playing basketball in front of no one.
Yeah.
They play at the park. They play, they play pickup games. There is no fans. There are no audience. Like, yeah, it's very rare that you might have maybe a basketball player when he's 16, 17 years old playing at the Rucker in front of so many people. That's rare. You know what I mean? But normally, you're playing a gym. No one's watching.
Yeah, I mean, when this pandemic first came about, LeBron James said, there's no way in the world I'm playing without the fans. But, these guys didn't come into the game of basketball to play for the fans. They came into the game of basketball for the love of basketball.
He's fucking wrong because he's going to be suiting up and he's going to be playing.
Yeah, that's a fact. Because his agent made sure they got him top dollar. Of course, that had a lot to do with his resources too, but he got top dollar. So now, Mr. James, please tie up those LeBrons and hit the court, please.
Get your ass on the court, okay? We got some money. We got some money to make, Not for nothing. I still think that the Milwaukee Bucks end up winning the whole thing, Marcus Mack, just for the record. And I think and I hope that they don't end up putting like a quote-unquote asterisk or saying, oh, this wasn't really a real championship because the season was ruined by COVID. I don't want to hear none of those fucking excuses. I really don't.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, nobody wants to hear excuses because we've been listening to a whole bunch of back and forth, a whole bunch of business back and forth, what this guy is getting paid and how we need to bring it back and how much money we're losing. The fans don't want to hear that. They want to see basketball. They want to see baseball. They want to see football. These people want to see sports. They don't want to hear no more the back and forth.
Now, Marcus Mack, I know we were talking about this off the show and we spoke earlier today about this, and this is kind of like an old story, but it brought us into our next topic. So this story right here is something that we posted on the EAC page, Marcus Mack, and it's a topic about Wimbledon organizers set for $141 million payout by taking out pandemic insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Marcus, when you first heard this story, tell me your reaction to it about the person that was actually smart enough to do that.
My reaction was whoever it was that made that call had vision, for one. For two, he had pull, because I'm quite sure there were people who were saying, no, we're not spending $2 million a year on this. And who knows what's going to happen if it's going to happen. And this guy said, nope. We need $2 million that will be allocated towards this insurance policy. And this may happen. We don't know when, we don't know why, we don't know how, but we know it can happen. And they cashed out $141 million.
That guy or that girl is a fucking genius.
Genius right now. They're all looking like this mother. He was right.
So for all you people that don't know, 17 years ago, Wimbledon, the tennis tournament in England, their organizers decided to take out an insurance policy in case a pandemic occurred. They were paying $2 million for the last 17 years, which equates to about $34 million in total coverage so far that they've paid out in premiums. This year, Wimbledon could not be played, and they literally cashed in on $141 million of that insurance policy. They didn't have no vendors to pay. They didn't have no players to pay. Nothing at all. They literally got all their money back that they gave in and then some. So they actually profited in a pandemic. So shout out to whoever in God's green earth was smart enough to come up with that idea. Now, Marcus Mack, this brings up the next question that I was about to ask you. Why has no one else in any of the 4 major sports in North America decided to do this?
That's exactly what I was about to say. Not only are they profiting right now, but they're actually laughing at everyone else, because I was trying to figure out the same thing. Basketball, football, which Wimbledon, which is what, a two week time frame. We're talking about Super Bowl, which is one of the biggest events of the year. Why is it that the NFL didn't think of this?
The NBA, baseball,
the NBA. Why is it that the NBA didn't think of this? Why no one else thought of this? And I'm thinking to myself, whoever it is that thought of this, they're getting so much pats on the back, and now all of a sudden they're going to be the guru.
Listen to me. He or she is going to get an award that they're never going to have to work a day in their life ever again.
And just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, we have no idea who it is, but rest assured, I'm going to find out who it is. I am going to find out because, you know, for you to have that kind of vision, you know, I believe you said it was 17 years ago. I believe it was 20 years ago.
No, 17. It was
17 exactly.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm thinking it's 2020. So this was 2003. I'm thinking maybe it was after the Y2K or that buzz. Was it after? What was it? You know, I'm trying to think. What was it at that time that would make you have that kind of mind from like, listen, we need to have this kind of insurance because you never know what can happen. And then on top of that, we're going to allocate $2 million in profits towards this, no matter what. So in the past 17 years, that means there was $38 million that was allocated towards insurance, pandemic insurance. That was, I want to say it's genius, but it was pure vision. Like, how did you see that?
Right. I mean, yeah, of course, without question. I mean, a lot of these leagues, Marcus Mack, and I spoke to a source of mine, a lot of these leagues are trying to use scare tactics on the players to sit there and say, you know, don't forget that we can use a clause in our contract. Some of it is called force of nature clause. The other one is called force majeure clause. And that clause is a clause that says as long as both parties could not responsibly control what has happened, that those parties are completely and utterly out of their obligation. So meaning if Major League Baseball, if the NFL, if the NBA, if NHL, if MLS sits there and says, look, we really had no control over this pandemic, you know, whatsoever. We couldn't see it happen. State legislation, federal legislation, government, whatever, sitting there saying we have to close up shop. The minute that happens, there's a clause in every player's contract that states if that happens, that your employer does not have to pay you $1 whether your money's guaranteed or not.
Which just for the record, ladies and gentlemen, we were just talking about this last episode that in the MLB there are players right now who are pretty much blowing a head gasket about the amount of money they're going to be losing. And even we said it. We was like, yo, this is horrible. How can you go from 39 million, which is, you know, the one of the top paid contracts in the Major League Baseball? How do you go from 39 million to 5 million? Wow, that's crazy. But there's a clause in there saying that we don't even have to pay you. So that $5 million is a gift. So, you know, with that part being said, it's like, you know what? With that part being said, I hope you all learn a lesson from this. Allocate some money towards lawyers because that's going to be the guy that's going to tell you, hey, listen, if something happens, you know, this is how we're going to have to approach it because they got that ace in the hole.
Nah, allocate money towards the person, the man or the woman that got Wimbledon to take out that insurance policy.
Yeah, right.
Go hire that person. Hey, listen, what you got coming up next? Come here. I need to talk to you.
Yeah, definitely, man, definitely. So, before we get into the next topic, let's
we gotta get to promo first.
Promo, yes.
So promo first. Let's talk about our sponsor who's been with us since day one, since episode 1. ElCubanoSandwichShop.com. Use the promo code EAC and receive discounts on online pickups or delivery orders. Enjoy a cafe con leche or a bunch of those croquetas that Marcus Mack loves to eat. You can have a natural Cuban coffee shot to start your day. The daily lunch specials and their steak sandwich is next level. Once again, use the promo code EAC. That's ElCubanoSandwichShop.com or 954-906-5110. Remember, use the promo code EAC, and that's El Cubano Sandwich Shop in Coral Springs. Marcus Mack, we're here on our Epic Friday, episode 47. Anything goes on our Uncensored Friday episode. Let's get into the next topic, my friend.
Before we get into the next topic, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give you guys the grandstand. Let's get ready to fuck shit up. Listen, Emilio came up with that, and I think we're gonna make that a thing, you guys. Okay, so the next topic, we're going into UFC. So I guess Dana White, according to Jon Jones, a UFC fighter, is lying about something on his contract. He wants out. He doesn't want anything to do with the UFC anymore, and he wants out.
So Marcus Mack, let's state this to the obvious for all the fans that listen and the viewers that pay attention. We're big Dana White fans.
Definitely.
Huge Dana White fans. So we're going to be extremely biased on this. I'm letting you know right now. Jon Jones, I'm sorry. You are an amazing fighter, but you need to be thanking your lucky stars that you're even fighting in the UFC in the first place. Dana White has given you ample opportunities to fight in the UFC. You sniff more coke than people on South Beach on a Tuesday. Like, literally, I'm dead serious. Like, you'll sniff flour thinking it's powder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I get it. Like, you like to party, like to have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, all that. I understand it. But Dana White has never, not once given up on you. He's given you multiple opportunities to earn for yourself and your family. I think you need to be a little bit more appreciative. All this talk about, oh, he's lying, Dude, you shouldn't even be fighting in his mixed martial arts league. Like, seriously, like, if you really look up how many opportunities Dana White has given Jon Jones, it is insane.
Yeah, and he's pretty much, Jon Jones is pretty much saying like, hey man, listen, you're trying to shit on my reputation by saying that I was asking for money that another fighter is making, and pretty much I'm not even making that at all. I haven't been making it, and for you to use that, which he's saying is a lie, and then you're using that, and then to say I'm asking for that and I can't have it, so you're completely just taking my fighting skills and devaluing me altogether. And it's like, look, man, I don't want anything to do with what you and the UFC got going on. I want out.
Marcus Mack, the reason why he's not making the money that he should be making is because he's a liability to the company. Period. That's just facts, Marcus. Look, if you literally look up how many times Jon Jones either tested positive for steroids, coke, whatever it may be, or been arrested for beating somebody up or being drunk or whatever it may be, he is a liability to the company.
And you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Dana White releases him happily. You know, he might decide to make one more fight, you know, and get a little bit more money out of him. But you know, for the most part, I wouldn't be surprised if he'll happily release him.
I'll put it this way. This is not really a good analogy, but I'm going to say it anyway. Dana White is a thoroughbred horse owner that has a bunch of thoroughbreds that race for him. That's just facts.
Right.
That's just facts. He has Khabib over here in Russia. I have Conor McGregor over here in Ireland. I has Justin Gaethje, who just won a title over here. You know, I still got Tony.
Go ahead.
I got Tony Ferguson over here. You know, I got a whole bunch of little thoroughbreds that I can run.
And in this time right now, everyone is watching the UFC. Everyone is watching UFC because let's not forget, Dana White was the first one to come up with something. When everybody was waiting to see something, anything, Dana White was the first to produce some kind of content.
Marcus Mack, I don't know if you noticed this. You can look this up after the show. This is totally something we didn't discuss. So a comedian came up with the slogan for the name of Fight Island. He wants to name it UFC, but spelled SEA. It was a skit that the late night comedian did, and it was funny as hell. You know what Dana White did? He trademarked it and didn't give the guy $1. He said, I'm not giving you nothing. Thank you.
Evil.
I love it.
Evil. Yeah, man. You gotta love Dana White. I mean, he doesn't love him. That comedian guy doesn't love him. But you gotta love him.
Oh, the comedian will always end up getting free tickets, I'm pretty sure. So I don't really.
Yeah, I'm quite sure of it. He's probably good friends with Dana White. He said, nah, you can have it. Go ahead, do your thing. Yeah. So next topic for Fuck It, F It Friday. Next topic. This was an honorable mention here. David Price of the Los Angeles Dodgers. He is giving $1,000 in June to help during this pandemic for all of the minor league members, a part of the Dodgers franchise. He's going to give $1,000 to each of them for the month of June. You know, with anybody who's not on the actual Dodgers, just for the minor leagues.
This is the Good Samaritan Award, Marcus Mack. Hats off to David Price for stepping up and doing the right thing. A lot of these minor leaguers were losing their jobs. They're going to lose the money that they get on a regular basis every month for the rest of the year. David Price is stepping in and saying, yo, guys, listen, I'm well off. I'm going to cover this, guys, for you. It's not going to cost me anything. I feel like I'm going to help a lot of people. You know, some people, not for nothing, Marcus Mack, don't live in this country. The minor leaguers live off of bread that, you know, they pay, they play and they get paid, and some of them send that money back to their countries or whatever it may be. Not all of them are from here. Some of them might be from Venezuela. Some of them might be from Dominican Republic, and they're very, very poor in those countries. So they rely on those funds to be able to send those funds back home. And them not getting those funds now, it's very, very detrimental to their families. So David Price, hats off to you. We really do appreciate what you're doing. You have a great heart. Hopefully a couple more other people that are well off can follow, because in all actuality, just doing that much can make a big difference, Marcus Mack.
Well, before we get to the closer, I'm going to take a sip of water.
Oh, man. You know what? You look like you belong in that Old Spice commercial.
As a matter of fact, I think that laugh belongs in an Old Spice commercial too. Okay, so
belong in Old Spice
we're gonna get to the fun part. So this is Forbes Top Paid Athletes, right? Top paid athletes, right? So now, mind you, I really thought that Floyd Mayweather was going to be higher in this list. But
they didn't count his money. They didn't count none of it. That was the year before.
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's because he hasn't had a fight in a while. So
yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. So at the top of this list is Roger Federer. Then you have Cristiano Ronaldo. Lionel Messi. That's what you call it? Lionel Messi, right?
Lionel Messi. Lionel
Messi.
Yeah, you said it. That's Lionel Messi, yes.
It's definitely spelled Lionel, but shout outs to his mom. Right? Shout outs to his mom for, yeah, right. Then we have Conor McGregor, which there's some people filled in the middle, but we're going to say just, I'm going to tell you how much these guys are making. Then we have LeBron James, which that was kind of surprising to me too. Tiger Woods, Carson Wentz, Tom Brady, which I know his money is gonna come, like he's gonna get a lot of money.
Well, those the ones that you're naming right now, Marcus Mack, they're lower on the list, but they're just bigger. They're just bigger names.
Bigger names, yeah. That's what I said. I could fill them all in, but I'm saying these are the people that people are looking to see, right? And then in America, right? Well, no, I think this is all over.
All over the world.
Hold on, we have a guest star.
Knock, knock.
Hey!
What we were saying in the barbershop, the names that you guys are listing this at the top. Remember, these are soccer players, bro. Neymar, keep going up. Everybody that you just listed.
Almost, yeah.
Ronaldo,
a lot of them are soccer players, Marcus Mack.
Tennis.
Federer is tennis.
Yes. You got a Messi. All these other names that you might be shocked about, these are dudes that play soccer, and soccer's not that big here. But it's big everywhere else. That's why they're getting that bigger bag.
Hey, did you see Marcus's Mac robe? Can you comment on Marcus's Mac's robe?
It's Macalicious.
It's macaroni. Macaroni.
Right. But Marcus Mack, wait, before I don't want to forget Marcus Mack. Shout out to the top female athlete making the most money, Naomi Osaka, who overtook Serena Williams, and she makes $37.4 million. Jesus Christ.
Look who the top, and then remember about the clause. Look who the top earning player is a tennis player. So of course they got to protect that bag.
And they're saying that these players are beating out everybody else because of COVID.
Well, yeah, I mean, somewhat, yes, because a lot of other people rely more on certain monies that are not coming in, yes. But these players have money that pretty much are COVID protected no matter what. They're still making money while COVID is going on. You understand? Right. Let me explain something to you, Marcus Mack. Cristiano Ronaldo actually makes more money off Instagram than he does playing soccer.
And you know what? We was talking about this when Cristiano Ronaldo's girlfriend was on Instagram.
You're never gonna let that.
We're gonna bring that up? No, we're not gonna bring that up.
Her name is Georgina, by the way, Marcus Mack.
I know her name, but I know her picture better.
The front or the back? The front or the back?
Listen, whatever it is, shout outs to Cristiano Ronaldo. He got him one.
Well, Marcus Mack, that robe killed it. I'm gonna tell you right now, that robe.
Mr. Ronaldo, if you're listening, just macaroni.
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 Oh, sugar honey iced tea. It's the EAC show.